is going to be a salty rant video. Some people love the salty rants. I actually laugh really hard when people say, "You're awfully harsh in that video." It's like, oh God, you have never seen harsh from me. I have had no video where I've actually gone full throttle. You wouldn't want to see it. you, know, you wouldn't want to see it. Some people have seen it in public. It's not like screaming and foaming at the mouth. It's just going, yeah, it's right to the max. I can't even tell you. Especially when I see something real. Medical tyranny. I got my little Christmas tree here. How do you like it? Yeah? Is it apropos for the season? I don't know if I could hold this on my head very long. Medical tyranny. Anyway, there's this. I'm not going to give the name of this. I'm just using this as one example. Now, this is going to segue me. It's hard to be serious when you got a Christmas tree on your head, right? Segue into this. Said the fat guy who's not in great health. You know, I don't drink or smoke or do drugs. I'm obviously fat. You know, make sure you tell me the bleeding obvious, as if the guy that knows 7 languages, written 9 books, is not smart and doesn't know he's fat, right? Because I do know that fact. By the way, I haven't had medical insurance for many years because I can't afford it. Yeah. I'm kind of glad right now that I don't have medical insurance. I'll explain that briefly. Anyway, there's another YouTube channel. This a nice guy. He's over in Europe. I don't want to give his name or give him away. Seems normal guy. I had a few people reach out to me saying, oh, this guy's in serious trouble. He lives in a European country. And what's happened to him, the tyranny that's been done upon him, is jaw-dropping. It's like, sorry, I haven't made any videos recently. I watched some of his videos. Not a big YouTube channel. Seemed like a normal guy. Living, I won't mention the country he lives in. I don't want people to know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I read his note that he sent out to other people. That's forwarded to me by a couple other people. Oh, he's diagnosed as ADHD, which I don't know. Could be the truth, could not be the truth. And it seemed normal to me from the videos, but you really can't tell, obviously, from that. And oh, he might have Asperger's, and so the medical tyranny, and I'm not one to give anybody health insurance, okay? Please don't ever accuse me of telling, because I never tell anybody what to do with their body or what to do or not to do. It's none of my friggin' business what you do. I'm just saying what he himself is reporting. It's the reason why I was like, why hasn't this guy made any videos recently? Oh, that's the reason. So he decided to give him all sorts of pharmaceuticals. And these are his own words. And it made him, I don't know if it was while he was sleeping or not. I can't verify that. It made him chew many of his teeth out. The pharmaceuticals that were given him. So it basically totally messed him up. Now his medical, his governmental health care. By the way, I don't have free health care because here in America, if you make more than 10 cents, then you're denied. You have to be like dead broke. The only people that have health care in the United States are people who are super rich, can afford it, or if you're like dead broke, then you can get free health care. But if you like work hard, work your butt off, you make a few bucks just enough to stay alive, you can't afford health care insurance. That's a fact, by the way. So that's why I don't have health care, because I work and I pay my bills, but I barely stay afloat, but that's why I can't get free health care. So neither here nor there. Anyway, the guy has chewed his teeth out as a side effect of the medication. So the medical industry there, tyranny, has wrecked his life. Now he's completely inserted into the governmental system, which he was before because he's in Europe, and everybody over there has both their thumbs stuck in the black hole octopus of the government, which is what America, unfortunately, is going towards, which, of course, is the definition of pure evil. I love it when people talk about free stuff. I was like, excuse me, it's not free. You're paying for that, your taxes, which are astronomically high. I love it because I'd have some Norwegian or some Swedish, we get free health care, you friggin' Americans. Like, excuse me, what are your taxes again? It was the highest in the whole world. Top 3 highest in the world are like Sweden, Norway, and some other place. Not that I don't love Sweden, Sverige, and Norway. It's like, no, it's not free. Please don't ever tell me you get free health care. Please, 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 whatever you think of me, hate me, whatever, don't care. Please don't ever tell me you get free health care, because there ain't no such thing. There's an old saying, the most expensive health care is the free health care. Just because it doesn't exist, it comes out of your taxes. Yeah, if you're not smart enough to know that, then you're not smart enough to watch anything that I make video-wise. Anyway, so they ruined this guy's life. The government is watching every penny that he makes. It destroyed him. Here's a fact. Here in Lexington, Kentucky, over near a Hamburg complex, you could go look it up, by the way. It's a St. Baptist Medical Facility. It is over there. They're building. I know this is anecdotal. They're building a medical facility that the whole place is larger than like the largest mall you've ever seen in your life. It's just enormous. They like bulldozed 150 to 200 acres of land. You know, they're turning it into a concrete jungle where everybody's going to go over there and they're going to get juiced, squirted, prescribed, and plugged into the system, and they're going to be... You could just finish that sentence. There's two things that keep people drooling, zombified, and sheepified. I know that's not a word. Taxes and medical tyranny. You know, every free penny you make goes to the government, and that goes to pay for your, quote, free health care. If you have to pay for health care, there's a rich buddy of mine, by the way. He used to host things for Girl Scout camps. No, not very creepy, actually. He's not a creepy guy, believe it or not. Anyway, he went to a camp out for a bunch of Girl Scouts, because he's an outdoorsman, whatever. And there were all these 12 to, actually I think it was like 9 to 14-year-old girls. And he said he had the shock of his life when all of these young women pulled out, you know how the old farts have, excuse me, all the old farts have those little pill things like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All these little preteenies, Girl Scouts, you know, we're whipping out at the campfire, you know, whipping out there, here it comes out, you know, the pills, like, oh God, you know, Ritalin, Prozac, you know, mood altering. Once again, I don't tell anybody what to do or not do in their life, but if you don't think that is like the height of tyranny and insanity, then there is something wrong with you. You can't tell me, he's like, okay, one person has a lot of health issues. Oh, okay, you know, they take a big deal. I mean, that was normal even when I was growing up. Like, oh, you know, this person's got a lot of health issues, you know, needs some help. Once again, I'm not telling anybody what not to do. I'm making an observation. That is insane. He said every one of them, essentially, you know, whipping out the pill bottles. You know, like, oh, I gotta take my regimen of, good lordy. I mean, are you kidding me? There is so much tyranny and insanity going on right now. It's completely off the hook. And I see people, normally intelligent people, they're intelligent. They're not wise, actually. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea the tyranny that is afoot in this world. And you can see how scared people used to not be able to see. Sometimes you could see it in their eyes, like a scared sheep. You could see the look of like somebody that was scared to death. You know, there's like, you're like one of those little chihuahuas, one of those little rat dogs, you know? When people have a little rat dog, it's always barking. It's constantly shaking and peeing on itself. You know, you could tell. It's like, oh God, you know, versus a sheepdog or a golden retriever or a German shepherd. You know, the little rat dogs. Constantly shaking and peeing on itself. You can see it now. You can see it from like halfway across the store. Like, oh God, look at that. You got the whole family. The whole family's in chin diapers. Yeah, including the 1-year-olds. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, keep watching MSNBC there, don't you? Okay. Did I say I'm going to edit that out of this video? I want to make a declarative statement, and you could call it subjective if you like, but it's definitive. There is flat-out, hardcore insanity and tyranny going on a global scale. And if you can't see it, you're either blind, deaf, had your head in the sand, or you've been watching Frasier and Cheers reruns to time warp yourself back to an age of half normalcy of the 90s or the 80s. Maybe you've been watching Friends reruns on Netflix. I've actually had, this is no lie, several people tell me they can't take the insanity and tyranny that's going on, so they've been watching like Friends and Frasier reruns to like, it's like a pacifier. This is why I'm more than, unless I get impaled by something and I'm squirting blood. This is just me talking, okay? I'm not telling anybody else what to do. If I get impaled by something or break a leg or a foot or something like that, I am not going to the hospital for any reason. I'm going to take the same chances that every human throughout all of history has done. I take vitamins. I cut my foot really bad a few days ago, Band-Aid and Neosporin, I still got a big scar on the back of my heel where a nail tore open the back of my heel. I'm not going to the hospital for any reason. I'm going to take the same chances that every endless billions of humans have done for the past hundreds of thousands of years. If it hits me, it hits, and I croak, big deal. It's got to happen eventually anyway. I'll take all appropriate measures to avoid that, and I avoid dangerous things, whenever and wherever possible. Accidents do happen, I know that. I could break a leg, and chainsaw could slip while I'm cutting a tree down or something, like whoops, I hit my, go to the, need to get some stitches. I don't believe, that's just me talking, okay? I don't believe, I don't take pills. I don't want to take pills. I'd like to be a natural, of course I got all this ink under my skin, right? And I'm fat, I know my condition, right? I like to lead ancient people had tattoos, by the way, too. Lead a natural, normal life like most human beings have throughout history. I'm not interested in the pharmaceutical world. I'm not interested in being a GMO bipedal product. Let me repeat that. I'm not interested in being a bipedal GMO product and a pincushion for experimentation. And if you think I'm just referring to what's going on right now in the past year or two, I'm really not. Also, I'm not interested in that. If things come to worst, I'll sell the house and most of the things in it. I'll relocate to the cabin. I know how to grow my own damn food. I know how to take care of my own darn self. I'll grow my own food. I'll build a chicken coop first thing and a worm farm for the chickens and, have some goats and a few cows. Believe it or not, the fat tattooed monkey actually knows how to do a lot of stuff. I can know how to make my own clothing. I know how to dress my own wounds. I used to be a concealed carry instructor. I am extremely skilled with certain tools, many tools actually. Sewing machines, I'm extremely skilled with sewing machines, thunder sticks, DeWalt tools. I actually have the equipment to recharge my DeWalt tools remotely. I know how to make tools too, so. I am nobody's puppet. And if you want to be another cog in the wheel and part of their tyranny, go for it. I am sick of the medical tyranny. I'm sick to death of seeing, and it's none of my damn business. I don't care what other people do or not do. I don't tell them what to do. Like, hey, stop doing that. I've never done that. But I'm sick of seeing it. And I'm not going to partake in the insanity. Yeah? I'm not going to live like one of those shaking chihuahuas, shaking like a leaf, peeing on itself. You've seen those little frickin' rat dogs. You've seen them. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'd rather live life like a German Shepherd than a rat dog Chihuahua shaking and peeing on itself. You know those ones that those dogs are embarrassed. The ones that the old ladies push in the baby strollers in the grocery store. And they got little diapers. Some of them, you seen it? I know you've seen it. They got diapers on the doggy. Because I know the dog's always peeing on itself. It's just constantly in fear of its life. It's shaking and barking and everything. I'm sorry, I'd rather live life like a German Shepherd. And that is just her. I mean, that story about the Girl Scouts, with like the pill containers that the old farts have. Like, here's Monday's pills. Actually they're subdivided. Like, here's Monday's morning pills and here's Monday's evening pills. Oh my God. I don't know about you. I'm going to make an observation that a healthy young teenager, whether it be male or female, is not supposed to be a pharmaceutical pincushion. Pretty sure, unless there's like some serious issues, it's like, he's born without a liver, or, you got some sort of, obviously that stuff happens. It's like, no, normally healthy, everything's working, at least it used to. Teenager, should be. And that's not me telling anybody what to do, okay? Chill out. I know my business. Here's something else. I know there are good doctors out there. There ain't many of them. But there's probably one doctor in 100,000 on average that I'll have respect for. I'm sorry, I don't have any respect for doctors. Trauma surgeons, like, you got a spike that impaled your side, you yanked out and sewn up. Gushing wound, you broke a leg, you need it set and bandaged. The type of doctor that I'm interested in would be like the one from Little House on the Prairie. He had skills, he had a toolkit, he knew how to set broken legs, he could diagnose you. It's like, this is what you need to do, so on and so forth. Doesn't mean I want to go back to the time of the Civil War where they just like sawed everybody's legs off and it's like, yeah, he's got an impalement on his foot. It is sawed. The answer to all the doctors back then was, yeah, we're going to saw the leg off. Yeah. No need fixing that. It's easier just to saw it off. That's not funny. It's times like this that I'm actually glad, not totally, but glad I don't have medical insurance. I'm sick to death of the medical tyranny, and I have way more respect for a trash collector than I do for your average doctor. Thanks so much for watching. This was just me venting, okay? I wasn't trying to give anybody any advice. This was just me talking.